Well, it's 94.7 Blair Radio, and we want to say welcome to a new sponsor of ours, and that's National Land Realty. And Ryan is joining us today, so thank you for coming in today.
Well,
and
thank you
being a
for
part of
having
what we're
me,
doing.
and good morning.
Yeah, good morning. So, well, a couple things. We are in a new facility and slowly building. It's But Ryan, you were actually a big part of finding the location and being able to help us get in here.
Yes, after looking at several buildings here in Blair, we found a fit for Blair Radio and your other businesses, and that's what the challenge was it wasn't just a radio station that we were looking for. We were looking for multi-use for the other businesses that you guys are involved in.
Yeah, so because we have, the Blair Healing Rooms is still a part of it. Kindness Kits, that's a big thing going on. And then we also wanted to have a facility that we would be happy to be able to serve the community, have the community be a part of.
You needed that presence. You needed that easy access. So those were some of the things that we were also looking at. And in this building now, that the old bank building that you're in now works great.
And so with that, we really appreciate the work that you did. But
I was more than happy to help. It was fun working with you guys.
And now, we're here, but now you actually have seen what we're doing, and you want to be a bigger part of that. And
Yes.
that's to be a sponsor of what we're doing. And that also, you want to be able to have people know what you're doing, right? So
Yes, National Land Realty is a agricultural-based real estate company, and we also help with commercial properties, specializing in farm, ranch, recreational, and commercial. So kind of, buy, sell, auction, and lease is kind of what we're into.
So your website is?
Nationalland.com.
Yeah, it's nice and easy.
Yes.
And then you go on there. It's national. It truly is a national company.
Yes, we are. I think we're in 40 states that we have brokerages in. And I think we're 450 plus agents throughout those 40 states.
Yeah. And so you serve the eastern Nebraska.
Well, I'm licensed in Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, and I'm working on another state now.
Okay. And so but you see the need at this point in time. Is there a big shift going into the agriculture and the acreage market?
The acreage market, yes. People want to get out of town into the acreage market. That's always been a big shift. The farm and ranch, that's always there. Whether you're a farmer that wants to grow your current operation, or the neighboring farm came up and you want to purchase that, and or you're an investor that that sees the investment opportunities that the farm ground gives you.
Yeah.
So usually a farm ground is a low ROI on a return during that you own it, but there's usually a big upswing when you sell it.
Right. It's the long-term investment is what you're looking at for that.
Yes, farm ground is a long-term investment. It's not a quick, hey, I'm going to buy it this year and sell it next year, where some guys will buy a house, fix it up, flip it, and make some money. Those are two different sides of a coin there.
Yeah, to use a phrase that actually a nonprofit organization, Habitat for Humanity, uses, that you're looking at generational wealth more so than anything else.
Yes, and that's generational wealth is a big thing where they, it's just kind of one of those things where you have I'm trying to come up with a good example. I'm drawing a blank. Put a microphone in front of me, I draw a blank.
But it's, if you're investing or if you're farming or anything like that, but it's something that can be passed on, and that it's always going to be there. That's one of those things. Land's always going to be there.
Yes, and it's always going to be there. And the old biggest thing is they don't make anymore, so you better buy it. If the farm next to you comes next for sale, you better buy it, because, like you said, it is generational. Sometimes once at every 50 years or 100 years, this farm may come available.
Right.
So it's just like, you better buy it now because you probably won't get another opportunity in your lifetime.
Yeah, and we serve several county fairs, and every county fair has the 100th celebration or the 150th celebration of a family. So you're right. It does. There are times that land just does not become available.
Yeah, and you see how many times each year there's, I don't know, how many people do you present those awards to?
It's just a handful of people.
Exactly, but you have that every year.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Either they hang on to the homestead or they have the homestead and they just keep growing because, they have sons or daughters that come back to help farm.
Right.
There's your next generation.
Yeah.
Your next caretaker.
And so when it comes to investing or looking, you need somebody who specializes in that.
Yes, that can look at it and say, okay, you want to look at the income, you want to look at your expenses, you want to look how you can improve it. You can also need to look at it like there's a new, well, it's not new, it's been caught on here where the fertility, after you buy it, you have the fertility of your soil tested, and then you can see if there's a tax refund on that as well.
Really?
Yes. So
because if it's a lower fertility, then there's processes you have to go through to be able to increase it.
Yes, on that side, but where I was talking about on the tax return, so let's say you purchase a farm, right?
Okay.
And then within the first year of you owning it, you cannot apply any fertilizer. Right. So you have to have your soil tested. Now, if you have an excess of fertilizer on there or fertility, there is a tax program there. Yeah, that is, I think it's tax or program 187. I don't know. There's so many tax codes out there, but you have your soil tested. It falls underneath there, and then you can qualify for some type of a tax return on that.
And so that is not something that just any realtor realizes or knows.
No, there is a difference. I mean, there is a difference in your residential, your house agents, commercial agents, and land agents. A lot of the guys that kind of specialize in what they do, and that's what I specialize in land and commercial, and my agents as well. That's what they do as well. And I've got agents scattered throughout Nebraska and Iowa and South Dakota.
Well, that kind of goes in. If you are looking and you want to be able to see a wide variety of availability, you can certainly go to nationalland.com and then click on the state you want to look, right?
Yes, exactly. So, whether you're kind of what happens a lot is let's say you grew up in Tennessee and we have got agents in Tennessee and you're listening this in Nebraska. Go on a National Land, go see what's available in Tennessee, and you're like, hey, that's close to my hometown. Hey, I can afford that. I always kind of wanted that. I'm thinking about moving there. Yeah. We get clients like that all the time. So it's that local agent that has the experience in the area, but we also have the presence of a national company.
Right, and that's actually a big push as well for a lot of smaller communities, is to draw people back. You grew up here, come back home, bring your family back.
And that's where kind of your national advertising comes from, is you got that draw. Like, hey, I'm thinking about the next year, I got a 5-year plan. I'm thinking about 5 years, I'm going to move back to where I grew up. And if you're there, you're looking at property, hey, you can afford it now, or maybe I can afford it next year. Just keep looking. I mean, it's kind of like no different than, I'm sitting there looking at cars and sometimes it might take you a year or two to buy one, or 2 months. Well, just keep looking. You never know what's going to be affordable.
Now, quick question. I don't know if you're prepared for this. Interest rates.
Yes.
Is that impacting things right now?
I think it has kind of put, I don't want to say a pause button on things, but it has slowed down some buying activity. When it's residential related, that's been a huge slowdown. But agricultural land, not so much, because you usually have, like, we go back to the generational buyer or owner, they usually have enough collateral where they can say, okay, I'm going to put this quarter up to buy this other quarter. Sure. And little to no money down. And they're going to look at the interest rates, but typically your agricultural property, your interest rates are fixed for 2, 3, 5 years.
Yeah.
So you're always looking at, switching things around.
Right.
So it has, But also, I think the commodity market on the agricultural side is what's kind of had the slow down or the pause button.
Yeah.
So
I would suppose because most generational farmers had lived through the 80s and 22% interest rates. So looking at what we're seeing now, they're going, this is nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing. I hope we never get to that point. But interest rates are a little bit higher. I think they need to come down a little bit more, a point or half a point to kind of make the market move a little bit more.
Okay. So again, a National Land Realty is there to be able to help anybody who wants to get into either the commercial or agriculture. That's what you focus on. That's what you specialize. And that's kind of the recommendation for a lot of things is if you're looking for something, go to the people who know that.
Yeah, and the other thing too is like, yes, our job is to list and sell properties, right? But I don't want people just to think if I call Ryan, I don't want him to think I'm going to list something. If you have general questions, a lot of us guys, we're land geeks. We like talking about properties. If you give us an aerial map and say, hey, I'm thinking about selling off just patch of timber, but I want to keep the tillable because that's what makes us money, but that patch of timber does not. We've got buyers for that little. Mm-hmm. So if you want ideas or if you're thinking about something and you just want someone to talk to, more than happy just to talk.
Well, and that also goes in where regulations, or you can at least find the regulations for the counties and stuff like that. And it's like, if you want to cut this timber off and be able to sell that off, does it fit within the regulations?
Right, for like that county. Is it possible? Is it feasible? Can you build on it? Do or do you want neighbors is the other question too. Yeah. But to be totally honest with you, most of the farmers, they know them probably better than I do sometimes.
All right. Well, Ryan, I appreciate everything that you have done for us and continue to do. And, again, we look forward to having Ryan come in and be able to give us updates. Actually, I think we're getting into the season right now where people are starting to really look because nobody wants to move or do anything until spring anyway.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of the time that people are really kind of looking to see what is possible, right?
Yeah, you know how much fun it is moving in the cold.
Yeah.
So, but no one really wants to do that, and that's kind of on your residential side of things. That's why it's slow, is because of the winter and everything else. But actually, on our agricultural side, this is a peak time because farmers are done out of the field. They know where they land at the end of the year, and they're out looking.
Right, yeah. And so, but they have to also know exactly what seed they have to have and everything like that really quick. So
yep, that's coming quick, and that's why the 1st of March is usually a big date. And whether it's a buy or a lease, hey, I want to pick up some more acres for 26, so I need to be out there looking. And then like what you said, so I know if I need to order more or not, pre-order. So I don't last minute, and then as well,
costs even more. Because,
exactly. Last minute always costs more.
It always does. So again, we will have you come in and be able to keep everybody apprised of what's happening with the markets, with land, with just agriculture and all that stuff. So
yes,
I appreciate what you've done for us again, and look forward to having you keep coming in.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, Kelly.